everybody, it's Guillotine here, and welcome to my review of the SH Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. Before we get into this video, I just want to throw a few things out there real quick. I'm not really a gigantic One Piece fan. I'm slowly making my way through the series. I'm on episode 105-ish, I want to say, somewhere in the Alabasta arc, I believe. The story's good, but the pacing makes it, like, borderline unwatchable, in my opinion. Like, I might even wait till the remake comes out to continue the series, and also, I won't deny, some of the characters in this show are really not to my taste, and he's actually one of them. I really don't like this character, at least where I am right now in the series. I find him just really, really irritating. But I know a lot of people love him, and the reason I picked this up is to review for you guys. He's only a $35 release, so I figured I could pick him up and review him for this gift for you guys, and at least I would have a Luffy in the collection. I think he would be a good thing to have for comparisons, because a lot of people love One Piece and love this character, and it would be cool to have him to go with all of my other shonen protagonists, both classic and new gen. I thought it'd be a cool one to throw in there, and again, he's only 35 bucks. And honestly, there's some things about this figure that I really, really, really like, and I hope to see more of in the upcoming SH Figuarts releases. Some things on this thing that I think are very, very, very impressive. But before we jump into the figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging right here. Anthony Customs has stated that the One Piece packaging is SH Figuarts' best packaging, and I kind of agree with him. Like, I really, really like what they've got going on here, because they've got like this like map thing going on, and like the straw hat up there, SH Figuarts, and then on the side you have a bunch of product shots of the figure. It's got like the little things there. I really like how that looks. Monkey D. Luffy. On the back you have a bunch of product shots of him right there doing a bunch of poses, and you can see a lot of the poses that this figure can pull off right there, looking very, very, very cool. On the side, you got Monkey D. Luffy and another picture of him right there. And, yeah, not too much to it. You got Tamashii Nation's Bandai, Tamashii Nation's seal of approval, and the Toei animation right there, Romance Dawn, which is the first arc, I think the very first arc of the series, the one with, like, Helmeppo and Kobe and all of them. I think it's the one where he meets Zoro. So very cool. I like the box. And here is SH Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy, and in some ways I do definitely feel this figure definitely does feel like a budget release. Of course he's only $35, but some of the engineering on him, like the way they've done the arms here, seems a little bit like dialed back from usual SH Figuarts engineering, but getting in on the sculpt, it looks really nice. Definitely captures the art style very, very nicely right there. There's some indents in the teeth right there. You can see them. Really nice. You get the little scar right there underneath his eyes right there. Eyes look good. His giant forehead, his big old hair right there. Some nice spikes right there. Very Sasuke-ish. I do like it. Got a little cowlick right there. Looking really, really nice. And then moving down right here, there's some nice like detailing in the muscles. Things right here. The neck right there was a little bit off center, but there you go. There is an extra little piece of hair right there. You can see right there. And we will talk about that a little bit more later on. It's a little bit weird to get his head like straight, because he's got like a ball joint going into the socket right there. And then moving down to the vest right here, looks good. Got some nice gold picked out for these buttons. I like it. There's some nice wrinkles on the back, some more wrinkles as well. And then the arms, the skin tone right here is a little darker than your usual characters, but still looks really, really nice. I like this hinge. It's very like discreet. I really like that. This is one thing I would like to see on some future SH Figuarts releases, but the big thing is the hand pegs on this figure. This figure has the best hand pegs of any SH Figuarts I have ever seen, and we will talk about that a little bit later on in the video. But moving down right here, you got some to his shorts right here, nice wrinkle work right here, and you've got the little fluffs right there around the thing right here. And then on the back here, there's some extra little engineering right here that allows you to bring this down right there, but you can go up when you actually want to use the knees right there, which is really, really nice. And when you want to get them down, you can just kind of push on these little segments right here to bring them back down right there, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that's a really nice little touch right there. I like that you have those pieces that you can fold down right there and bring down when you want to use the articulation. And then the legs right there, of course, Luffy is a rubber man, so he's got these like super skinny legs right there. Really cool. And then the feet, I really, really like how they've done the sandals right here. Really nice black strap right there. Not really too much to this figure, but you know, all the essentials are there, and you know, it's Luffy. Now for articulation, like I said, he does have a double bald peg right there, and there's the little piece of hair right there. You could just take this off if you really wanted to. You have to take it off for the other head sculpt anyway, which is my preferred head sculpt. So yeah, you can just take that off if you really want to. You can barely even see it back there, but you can get some good upward movement right there, although there is a little bit of a gap right there. You can see right there, and you can get some downward movement as well, which is pretty good. And of course, yeah, there's a lot of joints right there, because you have a ball joint at the base of the neck, and then you have the double ball peg going into the head right there, which is super duper nice. And then right here for the arms, like I said, these are a little bit less engineered than your usual SH Figuarts right here. Like, you kind of just have like the peg going into the torso, the swivel right there, and then like the extra joints going into the arms right there. And it can kind of break it up. It's kind of Devil Tech-ish, like Amazing Yamaguchi-ish, but it's not too bad right there, and you can see you can get some pretty good arm movement right there. And then these amazing joints right here for the shoulder that I said I really, really liked, these do allow you to get pretty much a full double jointed bend right there, which is really nice. And then for the hands, I love these hand pegs. These are the best hand pegs I've ever seen. You can see we have a peg going into like a ball joint right there. And this is amazing. I want to see this on literally every SH Figuarts going forward, because not only is this super sturdy, not only is it super easy to swap the accessories on, but it also has all the articulation that you need. You can get up and down, you can get side to side, everything. This is literally the jack of all trades for hand pegs, and I literally want to see this on every single SH Figuarts release in the future. Literally every single one. And I don't think there's any excuse to not do it, because this is just 100%, no questions asked, the absolute best hand pegs that SH Figuarts have ever put on a figure. I love them. Moving down to the torso on this figure, you actually do get a pretty good amount of crunch right here, which is nice. Really, really good. And if you need some more, this is him with straight legs right there. But if you need some more, you can use the legs right there to get a little bit more right there, which is super duper nice. And then moving down to the legs right here, there's also a ball joint at the base of the waist right there. So you get a lot of movement right there as well. And you can get some back crunch as well, of course, which is super duper nice. And not really any gapping going on when you bring it back, which is super nice. Moving down to the legs right here, you can bring the legs forward all the way. You can move them back all the way as well, because the butt does not get in the way at all, which is super nice. And like I said earlier, these pieces get out of the way to allow you to get a 90-degree bend right here. And there is a ball joint in the legs right here, so you can move these around as well, which I really, really, really like, but that doesn't allow you to get any more movement. In fact, that actually does get you less movement right there. You can only get this much movement, so he can't kick his own ass right here. I have seen some people show that you can pop the ball joints off, and you can kind of kajigger it and make it look a little weird, because you can pop them off right there, and you can kind of do stuff like that if you want to. There is things you can do. I've seen people do it like that. You can kind of do stuff like that if you're able to somehow get that in there with like some blue tack or something. So you're not 100% out of possibilities for that, but for the most part, that's all the articulation you're going to get in the knees right there. And then for the feet, you have up and down. These are also really, really nice feet pegs as well. I haven't tried them yet. These are pretty much the same as the hands as well. Obviously, this doesn't really matter because you don't switch out feet on figures often enough to warrant stuff like this, but still really, really cool, and it allows you to get a ton of up, a ton of down. And I love, you guys know how much I love this on the Jiraiya, but it is on this Luffy as well, where you have the sandals come off of the feet right there, which is really cool. And this allows him to actually get some really good posability with these legs right there, because you can have this still flat on the floor while having the foot up like that, which is really, really, really nice. And now for comparison, here he is with the full Big Three trio right there. We have the GOAT Naruto, Uzumaki, and Ichigo Kurosaki right here. We could definitely use a more classic Ichigo. I'm going to bring these two back in here when I put his other head sculpt on, because the other head sculpt is my preferred way to display this figure, and it helps it look a little bit nicer with these two figures, because this head is a lot bigger than the alternate head. I'll even bring it in real quick. This is the alternate head right here, and this one is a lot smaller and looks a lot more in scale with these other characters. So I'll bring them back in once we get his hat on as well. But they do look really, really, really good together. And I mean, $35, I feel like that's worth it to get him in here and have the whole trio of the Big Three together at last. Now, I know you guys probably want me to bring in a bunch of other protagonists, but in my next SH Figuarts review, which is going to be the Tanjiro, that's when I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring in, like, everybody in that review, except for Asta, because we don't have Asta. I guess I could bring in my U2s, but come on, SH Figuarts, I need an Asta so bad. But yes, if you want to see a massive, like, comparison of all of the anime protagonists in my collection, come back and watch that Tanjiro review once it comes out. It'll probably be like a week or two by the time this video goes out. But I don't just want to call it there for comparison. Here's also the SH Figuarts Itachi Uchiha and the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man. These are two very recent reviews of mine, so there you have them together, just so you can get a good sense of how he scales with some other SH Figuarts lines. And here he is with the Figma Rimuru Tempest and the Figma Kaiji Ito, so you can get a good sense of how he scales with some Figmas. And with that, let's jump into my favorite part of the review, the accessories. And let's start off with the alternate faces. So of course you've got the default face in the packaging right here. And we get a nice super happy face right here. We get a giant like screaming face right here, big mouth scream. And we get the eating face right here. And to switch out the faces, it's super basic on this head. The other head is a little bit more of a chore, but you just pop off the fringe right there, pop off the face, and then pop on whichever face you want to do it right there. And you just have 2 pegs and a big old peg hole right there that you just slot that on right there and peg on the hair right there. And it looks really, 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 really good. But now for the alternate head, which is my preferred look for this figure. So this is the alternate head that you have to put on him if you want to put his hat on him. Now, I'll be honest, this head, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to like constantly change out pieces on this. But what we're going to do, we're just going to pop this little fringe out. And this is the thing I don't like about it, because you just have these little pegs right here. And this thing is just super annoying to get in there. But first, let's just pop on the face right here. So we'll just stick that on right there. And it's smaller as well, so it's a little bit more finicky to get that on. And then it's just kind of annoying. It was, at least at first. Maybe once, since I've done it a few times, it'll be easier. But yeah, you have to peg that on there. It's just super tiny. This is also a problem I had with the SH Figuarts Nezuko. The fringe is just so tiny that it's kind of a pain in the butt to switch the pieces on. But yeah, I have this. Now this looks really, really weird. We're gonna go ahead and just pop this head off really easy. You can pop this off as well. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna put that back in the box because I don't even think it's necessary, even with the other head. But you pop this on right here, and it looks super weird, and you can already see how much smaller the face is. Like, I don't even know how they did it, because it's the same face on all these, but this one just looks way, way, way smaller. And once you do that, now we can bring in his straw hat right here. Of course, you can't have a Luffy figure without the straw hat. You got the red ribbon right there, and you got the 3 little claw marks right there from when Buggy stabbed it in one of the first arcs, the first arc with Buggy right there. So really, really, really cool. And what you do, you just come down here, you have a peg right there, and you're just gonna slot that right there. And once you do that, it's a little bit of a pain, but once you do that, now you have him with his hat on right there. And now, this is my preferred look. And this is my preferred look for the figure. I like having him with the hat right there, and I think this head just looks a lot more natural and proportional. Like, it's just so much smaller than this one, and now that we have this on him, I want to bring Naruto and Ichigo back in so you can see how they look right there. And I just think this looks a million times better. Like, with this head, he doesn't even look like super in scale with the other 2 characters, but with this one, he actually looks really, really, really good with them. Like, the scale between them actually looks really good. I'm probably like never gonna use this unhatted head right here. Like, it's a nice option to have, but for me, I'm always gonna display him with the straw hat. There is another use for this as well, and there's a reason why the hat can go on him and it's not just like sculpted on the head, which we'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, they look way better in my opinion with that head sculpt on. But now for the alternate hands, you have fists on in the packaging. And we get a pair of kind of styled, like, gripping hands right here. These, you know, these are the basic ones that you see with, like, every single SH Figuarts release. You get these pretty similar, but kind of more of, like, standard, like, relaxed. And then for this side, you get the hand for holding his meat stick. And then for this side, you get my favorite accessory, which is the pointing hand right here. And just to show you how easy it is to swap these hands, why these pegs need to be on every single freaking SH Figuarts release from here on out. Look at this. You just pop that off. Super easy. And just pop this one on. And it's just super easy, super painless, and I honestly just love it. Like, it's one of the most satisfying ways. It's one of the most satisfying hand switching outs I've ever seen. And definitely my #1 hand switch out for SH Figuarts, but one of the most satisfying ones I've seen on just action figures, period. So amazing, amazing job on those pegs right there, SH Figuarts. And again, I love these super stealthy, like, elbow joints as well. You can do a lot with this figure. Very, very expressive. And then actually, I forgot. So another reason why these hands right here, these hands are actually useful, because what you can do with these is you can just pop this one on. And this is the reason why they didn't make the hat a sculpted piece. So we'll just pop this head right here back on. And you can take the hat, pop it off of this head, and you can have him like holding the hat in this hand right there. And you can see, so you can get him posed like this where he's holding the hat right there. So that's really nice, really useful. I do like that. And his articulation even allows you to kind of do stuff like this as well, which is also really, really, really nice. You do have that little bit of gappiness right there in the arm, though. And then the final accessory is the meat stick right here, which this might be my favorite accessory of the figure. I really like this, and it even has a little disconnecting piece right here. And what you do with this is you take this hand right here, you thread the little bone section right here through the hand, and then you put it back together right there, and then pop this hand off, and pop on this hand right there. And if you want to make the look even more complete, you come here, and this is the only thing I really don't like about this figure is having to switch the faces once you have the hat on, because the hat is my preferred display for the figure. But when you want to switch the faces, you have to take the hat off, you have to take off this little freaking fringe right here, then you have to pop the face off right here, and then we can bring in the face where he's eating the meat, pop that on, and then you have to put the fringe back on. Like, it's just a lot of work, and yeah, I mean, it is worth it because it looks really, really nice. You have to get the hat back on right there. It does look really, really nice once you get it all set up, so it is worth it, but it is kind of a pain in the butt when you want to switch the faces on this head sculpt. On this one, obviously, it's your basic action figures, but with this one, you got quite a few steps you need to go through before you can actually swap the faces. But it looks really good. I love the little meat that he has in the mouth right there, and this right there, yeah, looks really, really, really nice. So this is what I'm talking about right here. I'm trying to switch the faces on this, and this is just super obnoxious. Like, this tiny little fringe and these tiny little pegs right here. Like, it's really, really, really annoying. There we go. I finally got it in right there. Really annoying. So final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Romance Dawn Monkey D. Luffy. If you're a One Piece fan, this figure could absolutely be your #1 of the year. There's a lot to love here, man. I love the pegs. The pegs are my favorite thing about this figure. These hand pegs are just absolutely perfect. I like the stealthy elbow joints as well. Honestly, there's not really anything. There's a little bit of sloppy engineering here and there, like he can only get the 90-degree bends right there at the knee, and there is, of course, this kind of ugly looking joint right there, which is kind of Amazing Yamaguchi-ish right there, which, you know, people always complain about this on Amazing Yamaguchi, but they release it on SH Figuarts and nobody says anything, right? So, I don't know. But it's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, for a $35 figure, honestly, like, absolutely, I don't think there's a single One Piece fan that's not going to be picking this up. For $35, man, hard to not recommend this, right? Really, really good job on the meat stick. All the faces are really, really nice. The joint tolerances on all of the joints are really, really nice. Again, those hand pegs are perfect, beautiful. Good articulation, you know, you get some good torso movement right there, can get a lot of really good poses. Even though I don't like this character, I have had a lot of fun posing this figure around and having fun with him. Like pretty cool. Very, very, very nice figure here. They definitely did a great job on this. I definitely feel SH Figuarts is really trying to up the game with the One Piece figures, get them on the same level as the stuff like the Naruto figures and the JJK figures. I think they're aiming to do that, and if this figure is the precursor for that, you know, you have the Romance Dawn Zoro coming out, the Nami, which I think like just came out, and then Shanks and Sabo. You know, they're really going in on this, and if that is the case, if they are upping this, if they're gonna try and do a lot better with these, because the first couple releases I heard were not very good. Obviously, me not being a fan, I can't really say 100% that they weren't worth picking up because I haven't messed with them. I have messed with the Zoro a little bit, and it's pretty damn like hindered, like the legs are really hindered. But yeah, if you're a fan of One Piece, honestly, I don't think I can recommend this figure enough, honestly. It really could be your #1 of the year. It absolutely has that potential. But at a casual thing, if you're like me and you're just gonna pick this up because it's $35 and it's Luffy, it'll give you a Luffy in the collection. You know, I honestly think, yeah, 2 thumbs up. It's a pretty great release, honestly. Like, there's hardly any negatives right there. Like I said in the review a few times, I don't love when I have to switch out the faces on this head because that fringe is so tiny and those pegs are such a pain in the butt to get in the pegs right there. Not to mention taking the hat off and all that, kind of irritating. And I also don't really like how this head is like way bigger than that one, because this one just doesn't really look normal. Like, when you put this one on him and then you put like Naruto and stuff with him, he doesn't look in proper scale. But once you put this on him, looks absolutely perfect. Like, yeah, really, really good. I will show one thing. If you have Renji, if you have the Bleach Renji, you can swap a couple pieces around and kind of get a somewhat decent early Ichigo figure, like, kind of, sort of. Now, there's a bunch of drawbacks to this. Obviously, you're not going to have anything to do with the Renji head, so you'll be down your Renji figure, and it's far from perfect. Like, it doesn't even really line up all that well, and yeah, it's anything but perfect, but it is an option that I did want to show that you do have. But I personally like my Renji way too much to do that. But there you have my review of the SH Figuarts Romance Dawn Monkey D. Luffy. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to give this figure an S tier. I absolutely think it's worth it. If you are a One Piece fan, you're going to love this thing. You're going to absolutely love this thing. This might be like one of your favorite figures in your entire collection. It's really fun to pose. Really just solid, honestly. I mean, $35 is an absolute steal for this figure. So yeah, really well done, SH Figuarts. And like I said, definitely an S tier for this figure. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe give me a like, subscribe for some more SH Figuarts reviews in the future. Like I said, the next review will be the SH Figuarts at Tanjiro. And with that being said, this is DK Guillotine, signing out.